Welcome back to Dyson Sphere. My name is Nilaus, and we are here on this wonderful science planet. We just completed this massive science project last time, and as we are in the very late game, as you can see when was stamping down these massive builds here, then what is the next mega project that we can come up with? And I have a good idea. It is a very ambitious, maybe even overly ambitious project that will probably take a lot of streams to sort of complete, and that is build a single star that has the maximum output that we can come up with. It won't be like the theoretical maximum output because I also want a little bit of aesthetics, and I'm also sort of constrained by what we have here. But if we look at our, well, let's look at our Dyson spheres. They're actually getting pretty well underway. This one is completed. This one is also completed. Where else do we have something? Magmoral here. This one's also completed. And by the way, all these star systems are named after the highest tier patrons on the Patreon. So thank you very much, all of you wonderful masters of the path. You are stars in my world. So here we also have very beautiful ones. And this one is definitely, this is a new one, and it's also pretty damn massive. So we need 400,000 rockets. That's a big one. This one's also lacking quite a bit and needing more than 120,000. And Baba Joe is all completed with this, but needs a lot more solar cells. So I would say that, yeah, sure, we are kind of there. We want to get a new system. So let's talk a little bit about how this works. And we're going to zoom out to see all of what we have. There are two options. We can go for a blue giant. The blue giant has the highest luminosity here, and also it is the highest because it's a big system, then you can make a sphere much bigger, and that would be the ideal. However, it only has a single planet and then a single satellite around that planet. That means it can't launch very much. It's not going to be, even if you watch my black hole star, it took 10 hours to build a single sphere, and here I want many spheres. So that's unfortunately not going to work, and the same is the case for the other blue giant, which has much lower luminosity. It also only has a single star. So that's not really an option in our case. What we need to do is we need to find another system that has a lot of stars and a pretty good luminosity. Here we found one, and this is absolutely brilliant for many different reasons. It has high luminosity, and it has a grading crystal, which is something we sorely need. Almost 11 million grading crystals. That means we're going to need that because we're needing a lot of grading crystals for the solar sails. So, oh yes, that is perfect. It has 6 locations here, 6 planets, which is amazing. It doesn't have any giants, gas giants or ice giants, so that's interesting. It has 3 hives. So this is our system. We're naming it Correlated after another one of our Masters of the Path patrons. So what we need to do is we need to do the infrastructure in this episode, and then in the future episode we'll be starting on the actual sphere. So the first thing we need to do is, of course, head over there. We have now arrived in the system, and we need to get started on what we need to do here. So there is a plan for this. We've done all of this before, but at this point I think I have pretty well refined our plan for how to take this out the most efficient. At least this is what I think. So what I want to do is I want to jump to the inner system here and take out all the relay stations at that point. If you take out the relay stations, the hives will get angry, but they'll send like 15 ships at us, which I don't really care about. And then we'll just leave the planet to be to itself for a while, because then it will, let's go here, and I'll also be enabling so that they kill. There we go. They kill all the relay stations on this planet. There we go. That was easy. And now that means they'll be running out of power here on this planet, which is exactly what I want. I want them to run out of power. And once they have run out of power, well, then we can come back, because then their static defenses will not attack us. So onwards to the next one. There you go. Just taking out the relay stations on yet another planet. We have now secured this planet, and that's 2 planets. We need to do it for all 6 of them. And here they are. That's the 3rd planet secured. There's only 3 locations here, so this is not really that much of a threat. But still, with its be consistent about this, because by the time we've cleared out all these, then we will have the first one will have run out of power, and then we can go back to the first one and then take that one out. 4. And 5. And that was number 6 is now taken care of. So all these planets here are now completely done. I'll just disable that. And what we need to do now is we can still see these 5 fleets here. I don't even know where they're going, but we can also see that they will start sending relay stations out to the same systems again. That's totally fine if there's one place that comes in with a new relay station. Who cares? I will just take care of that one specifically. Oh, that's a hive. I don't want to go for the hives right now. It is this one I need. Tegevara, there we go. And we'll just go to this one and then start clearing this one out. That's really interesting. So the lasers are shooting at the hives. Why were they shooting at the hives? It's their friends. That's odd. But they were sort of coming in here to do an attack run, and they did an attack run at planet despite me not even being there. That's actually really interesting. Right, so this planet is pretty busy, and this is why we really want it to be taken out, so that it needs to be running out of power for numerous reasons. Okay, let me just explain the currents. The planets are getting a little bit of power from this little bit of solar cells, but mainly they create matter. And you need matter and power to build anything. So the hives in orbit, they primarily exclusively get power, but they can't get any matter. The planetary bases get matter and a little bit of power. But but they need to interact with each other to transfer power and matter back and forth, because you need both power and matter to build the hive clusters and planetary bases. So if you take out the relay stations, they can't communicate, and then before they will sort of starve by themselves. And that means these ones will not get enough power from the orbit, and the hive space bases will not get enough matter, and therefore you sort of can starve them out. And whichever one you start with, well, we're going to be starting here, and we'll just start taking out some of this, and it'll be a pain in the ass. And generally, they will have a little bit of power left, and I just don't want the static defenses in each of these bases to attack us, because that's going to get a little bit too dangerous. And by the way, and I also don't want them to be able to, so you can see, we can't see it, but they should be sitting here like assembling, because they don't have enough energy to actually create a new fleet to attack us. If you don't kill the relay stations, they will continue to have power, there will be more power being delivered in, and then they'll continue to attack you. Here, they will only have the defenses they have in already deployed, and a little bit sort of power storage in the individual location, but not much more than that. That means once we sort of break them once, then that's it. They're not going to come back. They're not going to be building anymore, and that means we can just easily do this. Okay, so this is already done, and you can see like the next ones here. This one is completely idle. It doesn't even shoot at us as we go in, because it has no power left. So that's how easy it actually is. And with all of my hive fleet here, we're just steamrolling across it. And this is the most difficult of these planets. So needless to say, we know exactly how to clean planets at this point, and don't need to spend an entire episode on cleaning planets. So that gives us a wonderful opportunity for us to fast forward a little bit until we've cleared this planet out. So we're coming up on the final location. Let me just see if I can just park in the middle of it and see if that's killing us, or no, we can just go into a fresh hive and just park in the middle. It will take us 40% of our shields, but then that's it. Good, and there we go. That is now this entire planet. Then we need to go here, go to our North Pole, that's right there, and then start building our planetary hub. Oh, there's something on the ground. Oof, gone. And at this point, I don't need any of these anymore. There we go. And we also have a lot of junk in our inventory, so that is a thing as well. And I'll take this one out. Then we will just do our usual process. Since we'll do this 6 times, then I don't need to go into detail with all of them, but we'll make a single one of these, and this will be an easy one to mark. We're going to make the usual polar hub. I have a new version of it, which is late game, and that will maybe be handy for you as well, because then if you're getting to the point where you don't need any, or you want only the best of the best, the pile sorters, all that stuff, then then maybe this one's for you. The yellow fuel, the strange matter fuel, or whatever it was called, the Darkfog items, then this hub is also for you. And there we go. I'm marking the third one out here as well. There we go. And I will then take here blueprint, and I have it. I'm gonna move it into the usual location, but right now it's here. And stamp it down, and everything gets sorted. Oh, we're missing a little bit of this. So the way that you build this as fast as possible is that you take one of these, put a little bit into this, well, maybe two of them. Then you build that signal tower and one of these. Then you can go over here, build the signal tower because that gets powered, and then one of these locations, the BAPs, because then they'll help building all your stuff. So you build here, here, and here, and then they'll start helping with the actual build. This one is a little bit, no, it's actually powered, so now we have more of them actually building, and we will see that we're now getting these ingredients in. I can then take all the stuff that I don't want anymore. I just want it to go away. This one is not being picked up right now, but all the other ones should be picked up immediately. There, and there. Interesting that we're also actually having an excess here. Then we're gonna go on to the next part, and that is building the planetary scale thing there. And it's here, planetary scale, solar, and signal tower. Yes, I'm gonna go quickly because I've done it a million times before. That will take care of all of this, and once this is built, the planet is now safe. Now this particular one has no resource that I really want, so I don't care about taking the resources right now. Sometimes if it had grading crystals, then I would take that immediately, because, you know, I want that to get going as fast as possible. But we can now repeat this process on all the other planets. Clear the planetary bases, set up a polar hub, set up the solar rings. We are now here on the final planet, and this one has now been set up. It has a polar hub and all the other things we need. And I have also requested some additional spaceships in here. So what we can do now is we can go on to the next stage. Now we have cleared the planets, we built a polar hub on each location, we built solar rings, and what we now need to do is engage with the hives in this system. This one is closest, so let's take a look, take a closer peek at this gamma hive. And we're just going in, and then we just not warp directly into it, please. That's close though. And then I'll be going here, and then we'll enable this. I have now set up a higher ratio of destroyers to corvettes. I only have a few corvettes here, as you can see over on the right hand side. And then let me just address the question I get like every single time I play. Why am I not using this control and deploy? Because this is the deployment location. If I deploy them really close, then they will fly in and get hit by the static defenses. Plus, as soon as I turn, the deployment point will also turn into 2 kilometers out ahead of us. What I want to do is I want to fly close so that I do exactly this. I aggro them, and then as they come out, then I'm engaging them away from the actual static defenses, and then we can actually aggro them. If we aggro them like this, then we can kill a lot of them before they actually deploy. You can see they're still deploying, and we are in the process of killing. So this is really in my opinion, the most efficient way of doing it, because by the time we don't want to fight all 1200 of these that will be deployed, or for 1300 or something that will be deployed at any one time. So if we can take out some of them before all of them get in. You can see they're not really shooting that much. Now it starts packing up as a cluster, but we've already killed like several of them. There's down to 1100 in the entire cluster, and it starts about 1500 and something. So we kill 400 of them before they even get out to us and sort of form up in that distinctive clump they are at. And that makes it just a lot faster, safer. We have more spaceships shooting and less deploying because they got shot down. Because every time you get one shot down, then they have to deploy and go in, and that means there are fewer of my ships in combat. And with fewer of my ships in combat, there are just fewer taking the damage, and they will be destroyed faster, and yada yada yada. So it kind of escalates. You get to a point where they will be destroyed way too quickly. But on the other hand, if they are all ready to shooting, then we can take them out before they actually get in. And we'll just do this hive here, or at least the breaking this hive, and before we can just see like how it's working. So how much we got here? They are just a little bit of a clump here, and there's not really much left of this clump. Come on, I want him to... I don't feel my ships are deploying very particularly fast. There we go. There we go. Shoot, damn you. I feel that they're not really getting there. There we go. Okay, so we have now destroyed all of their sort of initial fleet, and now we're sort of... this is whatever they are producing is coming out now. It's not going to be a whole lot coming out. I do feel that they're not really shooting as much as I would like them to be. They're also, that's because they're all over the place. But now we're breaking it. We're getting closer. Now there's not really, when it gets to like the 130, that's the number of the humpbacks they have. So now we've taken out all the lancers. You can see our ships are flying in. They're coming a little bit too close. Let's start just taking out all the stuff out here. Yes. We want them to be grouped up so that they don't spread out too much. And then we just take out all the humpbacks here. This is another type of ship. These are the base defense ships. And as we take these out, we can see that they are really close here. And this is where we fight those, and we fight the static defenses, which makes it... this makes it actually the part when we lose the most ships. Because they do have a tendency to get shut down by everything out here. Not actually super happy with the progress. I'm also flying a little bit too fast. Just kill these. Kill them all. Trying to take out all the humpbacks first, because they yeah. Once they're done, then there's only the static defense, and that's a finite number. So take these out, take these out, take these out. Just limiting the amount of firepower. Okay, this is good. And now we need to start working on... We'll get the rest of these, but we'll start working on the bigger turrets. That's a big turret down there. That's always like really difficult to see. That's a good turret there. Take that out. There are turrets further away, but if we click on those, then they start flying all the way across and do some kind of a Death Star run, and we don't want that. So here, that one's also an annoying one, and we have some here. They generally sort of get a few shots in here, and that one can be taken out now. That can be taken out. Now our point defense laser is shooting at whatever is nearby. That's fine. Just adds its weight to our total firepower. Now we're really breaking it now. There, that is a turret, and that's a turret over here. Guys, shoot my way through this. And what else do we have? That's a turret here. Anything else? That's a turret, maybe? Is it? It seems like it was shooting at me. There's a turret here. Good. Right, now I don't think there's much left, and we can then just spend the time on taking out the central core, because why not? Alright, so this hive is dead. Oh, I bumped into it. Oh, that's funny. I thought there were no collisions here. Oh, there is collision. Nice. This is the peaceful view of seeing them destroying the last bit of the hive. We don't have all the clicks and the shoots, but we just see that slowly all these structures will disappear, and we have our corvettes in here. They're very close, and then the destroyers out here. And there we go. We have now destroyed the first hive. There we go. And so we will be doing the same thing for the other two hives in the system. There's always like something missing, but we'll try to destroy the other two hives as well. We do have, if you look at it, we have plenty. We have 600 corvettes and 750 destroyers. So a good trick to do is just disable, enable. That means they heal to full when they come out. And we deploy towards the next. And we're now engaging the second hive, and we're just coming in. We're just flying so close that they change color. There we go, they change color. So now they aggroed, and they're now flying out toward us. And then we can go back out and engage. I'm flying way too fast. So let's see if I can get my ships to engage now. There we go. And we do the usual thing. We take out the hive first, and then we go in and push in towards the central part. After taking out the hive fleets, then we go closer in here and start working on the humpbacks, and then working on the static defenses afterwards. It's just a several step process that I feel that I have refined it pretty well. There will be other ways But I really like this one. And also, by the way, when we're attacking from what's called retrograde, so that it gradually moves away from us. And that's just really a convenient way of doing it. If they move away from us, that means we don't accidentally sort of, by keeping our distance, then they'll be gradually going away from us, and we need to sort of actively get closer instead of suddenly we keep our distance and then we're sort of in range of the static defenses at some point. So that's kind of a little trick here. And now the second Hive Cluster Beta, is being taken out and is disappearing before our very eyes. And there we go, it's gone, and it's just a debris field. Now, there's still one left, and we still have quite a lot of resources here, so let's deploy towards the next one. Here we go, the swarm is coming at us, and we deploy our ships into the attack formation. Come on, where are you? There they are, they're just making a big attack run. Go, 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 before they start attacking me. Alright, here comes the attack run. Great, and as you can see, they are coming in slowly, 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 and if we just had a little more firepower, we could actually take them out faster than they get in here. So, cleaning out another hive. The final hive is now being destroyed, and what we can then do while the hive is being obliterated is talk a little bit about each of these systems. So what I need to do now is I need to start making a plan for each of these six beautiful systems. I need one of them to be a forge world. We already have that because we built this awesome blueprint not long ago for a forge world. So we'll need to make a forge world because this system in and of itself has a stupid amount of resources. So let's use those. So that means smelting. One is going to be dedicated to quantum chips and processors. One is going to be dedicated to solar sails and rockets. And another one will be eventually dedicated to critical photons because we'll have a massive big shell here. So why not just have all the critical photons we would ever want? Every single planet must have the South Pole launcher located, and that means they need to be here, so they'll have all of those being able to launch rockets pretty quickly. And yeah, that's sort of the plan. I will be setting all of these hives up, and then start shooting from there on. So let's see, are we good on this? No, we're not. We kind of flew away from it. So are you're still? I don't know if they're still working on it. Are they? Yeah, but not all of them. Why not all of them? Attack, attack, attack. Where did all the rest of them go? Where are all my rest of my fleet? Oh, they're just like a million miles away. Odd. Right, so next thing we want to do is set up mining on all planets and then start working on figuring out what each of these planets should be dedicated to. And we are just about ready. Look at all of these smelters, or all of these miners. We have an absolute ridiculous amount of miners. This is, of course, the biggest planet. The lava planet has about 30 million iron and copper available. And every single planet is now tapped. This took an ungodly amount of time. 6 planets completely tapped. And then we're ready to head on over to the planet that I've designated as our forge world, which will be the location we set up the forge world, where we sort of smelt everything around here. We're going to need so much resources that we're going to be crafting a lot of it in this this sector, this system. I guess that will be yeah, then we'll still get something like nanotubes and that kind of thing, get that inbound, but we'll get a lot of stuff here. So what do we need to do now? Let's see, we need to prepare. That is the South Pole, this is the North Pole, and I need to get rid of some of the things here. Like first, I don't need this here. And I need to make room for all the stuff that I have here. Okay, that's there. That's also good. So I'm going to need 100 of those. I'm going to need a silly amount here. So this is not even enough. I needed 5,000, but we're not getting those in because, well, we're not getting them fast enough. We got 1,000 here of these fleets. That's good. We'll take... Oh, wow. That was not what I wanted, but I will set that up again. We have so many things that we need to get here. Let's take 3,000. Inbound. There. That's coming along. What else? Yeah, we have a silly amount of, belts as well, which is way more than we can store here. So we also have a silly amount of that. Get that in here. Okay, that's also too much. And that goes in here. We have a lot of stuff that we want to do. And you, get in there. Good. Actually, you are going to be out here. That's going to be available. There we go. And I have smelters. That's also fine. I think we have pretty much what we need to get started. So let's start working on some of the more critical stuff, or the actual build here. We have one big build that we need to stamp down, and it is of course the Forge World. Actually, I am going here. So the Forge World, let's have a look at the planet, is taking up half the planet. So that's, you can see from here and over to there, half the planet, the two middle sectors and the outer sectors here. All that is going to be stamped down. So let's go in and find our blueprint. Forge World. Look at the numbers here. That is just stupid amounts, to be perfectly honest. What is really important though is that I need... Oh, I need more of the babs. I don't have enough babs. That one should also just come in here. See, this is actually good. We're actually having enough of the smelters. That's a surprise. What about babs here? There, that one. Can I take it? Yes, I can. Good. And then I need to go here. So I have some of the stuff, but not all of it. The good news about this one is that since it goes beyond each of the smelting columns, then, or between the sectors, then we cannot sort of move it up or down and then get it out of sync. It also just somehow seems to be skipping like a block at a time. I don't know why. And that's a little concerning though, because why would that be? But anyway, it's probably not going to work, but let's give it a shot. Holy shit, that just worked. It just worked. That's insane. And oh, cool. So let's get the more stuff. That was really surprising. Let's get more stuff, like all of these. Let's get those in. What else do we need? Well, we don't have a lot more room, but let's take some of this inbound. There we go. Keep feeding this inbound, and these are already placed. That can go in. All right. And then I guess we just fly around. As we build this part here, then that will help on building whatever else is around. And that one gets built. And every time one of these interstellar logistics gets built, then we also set in the vessels. Oh, right. We don't actually need the logistics drones because we're not taking it locally. Well, we are going to take it locally in some cases because I do have some materials locally as well. And all of this will now be switched so that it actually provides it local, because I want to be able to get it back into those locations here. So this will be made local. There we go. And that is local. That one is made local. These are going off-site. Yep. And that's also fine. And here we'll put that in and stop requesting that for now. Okay, what else? Belts are important. More belts. Just get more belts. There. More inserters. Sweet. All right. So this is building. It's awesome. And one of the things that we want to do as well, if we take a look at this, then for some of it, like the iron, the copper, like all the stuff that we are placing on this planet, once we get that, come on, let's build this one first. There we go. Then I will also be building here. Insufficient drones. Of course I have insufficient drones. They are insufficient drones. And then I will be local demanding it as well, because we're going to need it local demand as well. Do we need all of them? No, not really, but I could do a few, like, oops, there, local demand, but just like the two top ones for every single one. Whoa, it's confusing with this superimposed on this. And I'll do here local demand as well, and that goes out. Second one as well, local demand, and some warblers here. I'll do the same one for the next one, local demand, and the next one, local demand. I hope that we have enough power. I think we have enough power because I did build, yeah, I did build 28 of the, or 24 of these, and then that'll help a lot. What do we got here? That's iron as well, so let's get you, oh, like that. Local demand, and you also local demand, and some more of this. Did I get enough employed? Yeah. Next one, whatever that is here. Also local demand. And I think I need start needing more of this here. Okay, and I'll take the next. So we'll just take the first top 2 for each of them and build this. And then we continue to build all of this, and then we'll later on get something else done. That one. I don't even know if I have these locally, do I? Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like I'm getting it. And over here. Also local demand. And the next one. Local demand. And here, titanium. Yeah, we probably have that as well. Oh, insufficient. That's fine. It is a lot that we need here. There. So I'm going to set these up for the ones that are closest to the launch facility or the polar hub, because then they'll be the ones that get all the stuff that's already stored up there easier. Here we go. And the final one, that should be the steel, which is also necessary. There, that's the steel. And that one is the steel. There. Great. Okay, so still more stuff, still 11,000 things that are not built, not ready, but we can easily get those. So let's just fly around and build everything we need to do. And so we're almost completed. We just have the few remaining items that we just picked up, and we're now ferrying them out here. That went actually surprisingly quick. You have no idea how quick it went, but damn, that was surprisingly efficient. There's just a little teeny tiny problem, and let's if I was to explain that problem with a symbol, that would be a blinking yellow lightning sign, because oops, I forgot that it uses 15 gigawatt of power, so it doesn't really work very well until I get my Dyson Sphere up and running, and that's not really something that's going to happen anytime soon. Of course, I can just throw down some more of these, and that might be just what I need to do for the short-term solution, so that we get this this going. But it's we have a forge world now. There is one more thing, and well, not really. We can see some of these things are not working yet. Not very high quantity. Where is that? It's over here. Where is it? Okay, well, to be honest, we can see that now that there's only few things that are not working. So you can see these are inbound. That's all good, but they haven't reached here yet. So only 3 of the items here, or 3 of the stuff, is not actually working. That's pretty efficient scale up. Of course, what I will do is I'll just let it stabilize, because I don't think 100% of this is going to run. Right now it is 100% running, and that's why it's using so much power. But if I just let it run, then most of it will stabilize and be idle, because we won't have a continuous production of this. Look at that coming out here. That is all just ships coming in. Let's have a look at it. That is absolutely disgustingly awesome. Wow. Well, that kind of works. As you can see, there's also a good way to see that it's everything has been set up, and it's also a good way to see that one of them has not exported. I set up all the mining, but I probably forgot to sort of export it off the mining. So let's go here and see if that's the case. Because all the other ones are working very efficiently. Here we are on Mingsley, and what do we see? We see that all of these, they're fine, but are they really being? They are being brought in here. Huh. It's just because they're not really putting it out fast enough to actually work. This one just scale up here. So it's actually sort of local power. That's interesting. That's what will just be scaled up. So everything was set up correctly. They are exporting. They're exporting up to this the polar hub, and then exporting off the planet. But it just wasn't getting it because it was not using enough, or not getting enough power. Now we're charting at 300 megawatt, which is the highest we can, and that means we should see all of these ships being able to send out in a more rapid pace. That is excellent, and that should be like a more of a stream going back into Swimmer here. So it's just back to the Swimmer planet, and then we'll see. So what have we done now? Well, we have found the system, identified it, we have domesticated it, we've removed all of the hives, we've removed all the planetary bases, we put our patented polar hub and and solar rings on it. We have now set mining research up on everything, and we have now made with a single blueprint, made a new forge world that will be absolutely gorgeous. That forge world will obviously still work here. Everything on the forge world is working, albeit a little bit low power, but it'll get going. And then that means the next thing we want to do is start working on some of the intermediate products we need for our solar cells and rocket bases. So that's processors, that's quantum chips, that's rockets, that's solar cells. Those are the main ones we want to do. Stuff like carbon nanotubes are going to be built offsite and then be brought in, because this system just doesn't have any great way to make those. So that is totally fine. Also, we have in this system, that's really important, we have in this system, we have gotten a lot of the grading crystal. We actually used a little bit of it, and I just want to round off by looking at the 2 in progress Dyson spheres, how they're working. This one, there are now, let's see, okay, this one's almost done. So next time we see each other, this will be done. So we will not need to launch anymore from this location. That's great. Cybercraft will be done. And Gyna Cube. This one's also progressing, and well, it's not exactly close to being done, but you know, it's 185,000 out of the 400,000. So it's almost halfway. There should also be, like, inside here a second launcher, a second planet that just takes care of more launching. So we have 2 planets dedicated to launching, and we'll have 6 planets dedicated to launching in the new setup. So, and if you want to see this mega project into completion, then you're gonna have to follow along both on Twitch and on here on YouTube. So I hope this is interesting to see how we develop this mega project using all the blueprints and designs and infrastructure we built in the rest of the series. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. If you want access to the save game, that's for patrons. So thank you to all the patrons who are supporting. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care and stay effective.